Welcome to another edition of Small Talk for You. This morning I wanted to take a look at something in ObjectStudio which would also mostly apply to VisualWorks, and that is the herald that shows up when you launch the system. One of the things we did recently where I work is we automated the build process with a new tool that I created, and one of the issues was in ObjectStudio 8.3, when we launched the image it showed up a little can't find the herald little image, not really an image, but sort of a little non-dialogue window that came up and said couldn't find the herald. This wasn't something they wanted, and we tracked down where that comes from. It turns out that in the VM there are some registration names, and if you go over here into the browser, you find a system support of object memory. You find that there's a list of registration names, and the one called show herald, notice here I'm going to just inspect this, that's going to come up false, meaning we're not going to show a herald when we launch. If it's set to true, you'll show a herald. Now, of course, there's a command line argument you can use, but it's not always easy when you distribute runtimes to set command line arguments. So if you just want to make sure in your runtime that this doesn't happen, and it was happening to us in ObjectStudio 8.3 where we were getting that little can't find herald and we didn't want to put a BMP file in there, you just do this, register object false with engine for show herald, and you can do this for any of the registration names that'll come up under this as long as you have the right kind of object, obviously. So we'll go ahead and do this, execute that, and now we'll go ahead and see what that is. So we'll just ask the engine what it's got, and sure enough it's false, which means when we start this image we won't see a herald if I saved it in this state. So that's really all you need to do, and it's something that you can do when you're preparing your runtime if you're using any kind of scripting approach like we are, and I'll probably go through that in a future screencast, but in any case it's something you can do to make sure the runtime image does not show a herald if that's what you don't want to have. So that's about it for today. Until next time, have fun with whatever small talk you're using.